Hey guys, Gizmo here from Below Average Gamers, and we just got back from Retropalooza 3 down in Arlington, Texas. And I gotta tell you, we had a blast while we were down there. We got to meet a lot of cool people, and well, we bought some stuff. I mean, it's kind of what you do with these things. And we bought a lot of stuff this time. So, without much more, let's show you what we got. First things first, my buddy Corey last year for Christmas gave us these really cool Nintendo Kart cushions. This controller cushion was too cute to pass up, and it'll match them perfect. So, got that. We also bought some pretty cool artwork while we were down there. Check out that Joker right there. Tell me that's not sweet. Alright, don't tell me that's not sweet, because that would be mean, because it is sweet. Also got big Dragon Ball fan, so couldn't pass up a little Goku. And we got a little Harley Quinn. Look at that, little Mad Love, yeah, so cute. And, you know, perler beads are a thing now, and they're also adorable. So we picked up a black mage. Look, it's cute. I can't help it. Me and my wife like cute things. Don't judge me, you don't know me that well. But we met this one vendor, and we bought a ton of stuff from this guy because he had amazing deals, and he had a little bit of everything. And some of the stuff he had these books on records Gremlins. He had Story 3 and Story 4. In case you're too young to remember these, in the back of this there's a 45. You put it in your record player, and you got it playing and queued up and everything. You start reading the book while the narrator's going. It's got sound effects and stuff. It's really cool. And well, let's face it, this was late 80s, early 90s. This is kind of what we had. But we also had some of this. My wife has a big love for vinyl, so she got up Rocks by Aerosmith and Bad Company's Bad Company. Two great albums. And we also got the Beavis and Butthead Experience, and it's got so many tracks on it with their little commentaries running through it, so great there. And same guy, DuckTales and Tailspin Season 1 DVDs, brand new. Same guy also, Rock'em Sock'em Robots, brand new stuff. I'm telling you, this dude, he hooked us up fat, because he also had Aqua Teen, how do you use it? Zombie Ninja Pro AM. And it's this really weird looking golf game I'm going to have to check out. It looks like a ton of fun. I love Aqua Teen. And we picked up 13 for the GameCube. Same guy. We picked up all that stuff. We picked up the Gremlins records, the other two records, the Beavis and Butthead CD, the two games there, the Rock'em Sock'em Robots. We got all of that for like $30. It was insane. And it wasn't just one vendor that was cheap like that there. There were so many vendors there that they were almost giving stuff away. It was so cheap. It was a great experience if you're a buyer. It was awesome. But of course you go to something like this, retro stuff, you want retro games, where's the games, right? I'm getting to them, be patient. I'm tired, I got a little bit of the con crud, I'm a little fuzzy, just got games. We got strategy guides. Who doesn't want strategy guides? And these are in really good shape. We didn't spend too much on these either. And that's always a plus when you can get strategy guides that are out of print for reasonable prices. I mean, have you been on eBay lately? My point exactly. But the games. Dragon Warrior Monsters for the Game Boy. My wife's real big into handhelds, and this is, well, it's Dragon Warrior. What's not to love? Now, into the NES stuff, we have King of Kings, the early years, Little Wisdom Tree, and Balloon Fight. if you've never played this game, you've got to play this game. It's a lot of fun, especially 2-player mode. It's a good Friday night party game. Check it out if you haven't. And then we've got some more NES stuff. If I don't drop it, speaking of not dropping it, but we got Tecmo Baseball, Bye-Bye, and Kung Fu. Kung Fu I can't say too much for. I really don't like it, but it was boxed, and one day I'll have all the black box games when I get a second job and can afford the Donkey Kong Jr. math. Holy cow, is that game expensive these days. And what fell on the floor is something I was really, really happy about finding. The Quest for the Kings for the Odyssey 2. I'm not going to open this because I'm really scared to see what it looks like now that I dropped it in the floor, because inside of this there's... You need to look up Metal Jesus' Rocks video about these. He goes into a lot of detail of the whole series, and it's really good, but these have maps in them, they got a storyboard, they got all kinds of game pieces and coins, and it's a lot of stuff. It's amazing at how much stuff would come with an Odyssey 2 game. I mean, it's basically an Atari. And this is like, well, let's go ahead and do it. Alright, you got the game card. And then you've got all these game pieces. And it's got a Monopoly-sized game board under this, a huge art book that doubles as the instruction booklet, and another map. I mean, it's so much stuff for a game like this. I mean, but this was one of the RPGs that made RPGs popular over here in America. So it came with a lot of stuff. Now, I went down there with the purpose of getting a TurboGrafx 16 or a PC Engine, because I really want to get one, because they've got the greatest shooters on them, and I've been really looking into it, and it really seems like a system I would truly enjoy to play a lot. And I never had one growing up, so they're so available now. You thought that I could have picked one up, and I didn't. I didn't. But what I did do was I beefed up my Sega CD collection by a lot, because, well, they were there and they were priced to sell. So let's show you what I did get. I bought all of these in a lot, and I got a really good deal. I'm not going to tell you what I paid, but trust me, it was stupid cheap. But it's got Double Switch, which is one of those generic cheesy FMV games where you don't really play it, you watch it, kind of like Fahrenheit. And then we got Brutal Paws of Fury, and this looks absolutely adorable. I can't wait to try this one out. It actually looks like a lot of fun. Stellar Fire. This is probably going to be terrible, because most of the shooters on the system were terrible, but I'll give it an honest go later. And yes, it's one of those that has like a case left. I wish somebody would come out with brand new shells for these. It's ridiculous. But Sonic CD, it's a must-have. And Jurassic Park, believe it or not, is a must-have too, and it's getting increasingly hard to find. So I was really happy that one guy's like, look, just buy them all from me, I'll cut you a deal, I don't want to look after them anymore. And I said, alright, cool. So I got those. But that's not all that I got. There are certain titles for the Sega CD that I've wanted for a long time, and that's the RPGs on the console. And one of them is this one right here. This is among my top 5 RPGs of all time, and I have it for every console but the Sega CD, which is what it came out on. And I was super stoked to finally get a hold of it, and the case it's in is nearly perfect, except for this little thing right there. but it's lunar, silver star. I mean, it doesn't get a whole lot. I could talk about this for a long time. I'll save that for another episode. But I also picked up Vague. It's another RPG, and it's also by Working Designs. And there's basically 5 RPGs on the Sega CD, and yeah, 3 of them came out from Working Designs. Everything Working Designs does is golden. So if you ever see that little pink diagram down there, and I'll get a closer up of it. Working Designs. Keep that in mind if you're into RPGs and you're tired of Final Fantasy or Dragon Quest, because their stuff's just top notch. It really is, and it's starting to get really pricey because it's kind of rare, but they're perfect. Now, last but not least, this is something I looked at on the shelf at GameStop 10 years ago for months on end. I wanted it, and I kept waiting on it to drop in price. It never did drop in price, and then one day it just sold and I never saw it again. I finally have the Resident Evil 4 chainsaw for GameCube. This was my favorite Resident Evil, and it was my favorite version. The GameCube version of Resident Evil 4 was perfect. I mean, yes, the PlayStation 2 version had more stuff on it. The Wii had, the motion control and all that. And there were more features in the other ones. But for me, the GameCube version of Resident Evil 4 was perfection. And everybody used to talk about the GameCube, saying, it didn't put out the graphics that the PlayStation 2 did, and it didn't put out the graphics that the Xbox did. The fire on the GameCube version was so much more realistic than it was on any console, period. And this one right here has eluded me a long time. I gotta do a little work on the box, because the box is it's a little ratty, but it's paper and plastic and 10 years old, so you gotta expect that. But a little glue and a little TLC, this thing's gonna look perfect again. But that's it. That's everything we got. But we got a ton of stuff, and I can't wait to play all the games, hang up the posters and all that. In closing, if you're thinking about going to a con, Too Many Games in Philadelphia is a wonderful con to go to, but Retropalooza down in Arlington was way better as a buyer. And you had more time to spend with the guests because it wasn't nearly as crowded. It's a massive area. The free play arcade was wonderful. I mean, everything about the experience was great, except for the fact that it was 93 degrees outside. It was in Texas. Other than that, it was an awesome experience. I have no other way to describe it. Everything was great. So, I guess until next year, I'll see you then, Retro. Y'all have fun.
What's up, guys? So, we've been in the car for about 2 hours now on our way to Retropalooza. I'm already tired. So here's Gizmo's trip to ensuring a great 10-hour road trip. First thing, eat all the greasy, nasty food you can right before you go. That way your stomach will be ready to roll the entire time. You won't have to stop once, I promise. The other thing, don't sleep. Just don't sleep the night before. It'll be awesome. And while you're at it, put on the worst music you can find. That way the trip will be immensely